Welcome back to Tips with Learn World.
Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Today, we're jumping into something really fascinating, something that can genuinely change how you connect with the world. The topic, mastering English, practical tips for fluency. We've gathered, well, a whole stack of great resources, articles, expert notes, you name it, all focused on giving you solid strategies for improving your English.
Yeah.
Our mission here is to sort of cut through the usual advice, find those really effective, maybe surprising nuggets that can speed up your journey to fluency and show you how much it can really enhance your life.
Exactly. And what's really interesting in these sources is just how practical and, well, holistic the approach is. It goes beyond, just memorizing grammar rules or vocabulary lists. We're looking at advice for real-world applications, stuff that actually helps you sustain your learning, which, frankly, often gets missed.
Okay, let's dive right in then. So the sources really hammer home this point. Improving your English isn't only about what you learn. Fundamentally, it's about how you approach it. It really starts with your mindset. Like, one really powerful idea is embracing mistakes. Not just, don't be afraid, but actually seeing errors as like data points.
Right. Valuable feedback.
Exactly. When you make mistakes, other people can correct you.
Yeah.
And that feedback loop, that's your fast track. It's almost like a gift you give yourself for learning.
That's spot on. And if you think about a bigger picture, this isn't just for English, is it? It's really a blueprint for learning almost any skill. It brings up a really good question. Are you learning because you feel you have to, or because you actually genuinely want to? The sources stress creating an atmosphere where you want to learn, not where it feels like a chore. You just absorb more that way. And tied right into that is self-awareness. You've got to figure out what works best for you.
How do you mean?
Well, think about what methods worked for you in the past. Did you learn best by memorizing, reading, speaking, summarizing? Do you need total quiet or maybe a group setting? If what you've tried before hasn't really gotten you where you want to be, understanding your specific learning style is just, well, crucial.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, this next part is where it gets really interesting, I think. The sources keep saying English isn't a spectator sport. You can't just watch.
Right, you have to do it.
Exactly. Like learning to drive. You can read the manual all day, but you won't learn until you get behind the wheel. It's about getting in the game. And the main message here seems to be immersion.
Surround yourself.
Yeah, surround yourself with English as much as you possibly can. Put yourself in English-speaking situations, even if they're, simulated, so you learn passively. But the real key, they say, it's speaking.
Yes. That active participation thing is, it's a total game changer.
Yeah.
And it makes you ask, okay, how can you deliberately set up your days so English is just unavoidable, even if you're not living in an English-speaking country?
Right. How do you do that?
Well, the sources give some direct ideas, like taking an English course in an English-speaking country, if that's possible for you. Or if you are studying abroad, a big pitfall is just hanging out with people from your own country.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that happen.
You really need to mix with people from other countries.
Yeah.
That's where the growth happens. And have you thought about maybe getting a job abroad?
Yeah.
Or even an internship? These aren't just trips. They're like deep dives into the language itself.
Absolutely. Language laboratories, like you said. And part of that active stuff is internal, too, isn't it? Changing how you think. The sources say, stop translating in your head from your own language.
Think in English.
Try to think directly in English. That builds fluency. They even suggest talking to yourself out loud.
Maybe not on the bus, though.
Right, maybe pick your spot. But it shows how you learn grammar naturally through talking, not just drills. And beyond that, just use English whenever you can. It sounds so simple, but
Incredibly effective.
seek out new people. Go to clubs or places where, international folks hang out. Don't wait for them to talk to you. Start the conversation and keep it going. Use those listening words like really or go on.
That active listening piece is huge. And it links to other structured practice ideas like group debates. Everyone takes a side. It's not just speaking practice. It's learning to really listen. Focus on the speaker, eyes, and ears. That's so important in class, too.
And if you can't always do face-to-face,
Then online. Don't underestimate getting a pen friend or using chat rooms, forums, community sites. If you can't talk to someone directly, this is definitely the next best thing.
Okay, so we've got mindset, we've got immersion and interaction. What about the nitty-gritty, building the actual skills, vocabulary, grammar?
Right, the building blocks.
Yeah, The sources have some really specific tactics. For vocabulary, they say, forget just memorizing lists for tests. That's short term.
Doesn't stick.
Exactly. For long-term retention, it's all about context. Keep a notebook for new words. Actually use them in sentences. Try to say them out loud maybe 3 times when you speak. You'll remember a word in an example sentence way better than just the word itself.
It's about making those connections in your brain. And becoming a bit of a word detective helps too. Learn root words. Like, if you know scrib means write, suddenly words like describe or inscribe make more sense.
Ah, okay, like cracking a code.
Sort of. And prefixes dis, the rooms, and suffixes syllabinet, monful. Understanding these helps you guess meanings and build your vocabulary actively. It's like having a toolkit.
That's a great way to put it. And visual aids, too. I saw something about cue cards.
Yep. Carry small cards with new words, pull them out when you have a spare minute, or use Post-it notes. Stick them on things around your house. Label your fridge, your chair, maybe even your dog.
Huh. My dog might not appreciate that. What about things like phrasal verbs? They always seem tricky.
They can be, but you can't ignore them. The key is context again. Focus on their meaning when you see or hear them. You'll start to see the patterns. Idioms, too. They're tough to just memorize, but they add so much color to your English. Makes it sound more natural.
And homophones, like here and here.
Learning those pairs like two, can actually make things less confusing in the long run.
Okay, good tips. Now, grammar and pronunciation. The sources are pretty blunt here. You can teach a pair at words.
But they can't speak English.
Right.
You need the structure, the grammar.
Understanding verb tenses, those tricky, irregular verbs, the whole architecture.
Yeah.
And punctuation. I love the example they gave. A woman without her man is nothing versus a woman without her man is nothing.
Changes the whole meaning. Punctuation is powerful.
Totally. And articles. A and the V. They mention little rules like a university because of the Y sound.
Right. It starts with a consonant sound, not necessarily the letter.
Right.
And an hour because the H is silent. Little details, but important.
And for pronunciation, what's the key takeaway?
Well, a big one is word stress. English uses it much more than, say, French or Japanese. Think about 2-syllable words. Verbs often stress the second syllable. Be Jean. Nouns and adjectives usually stress the first. Teacher, happy.
Okay, stress patterns.
Exactly. And get familiar with the schwa sound, that little oo sound. It's everywhere in unstressed syllables, like the A in about or the U in supply. It's the most common sound.
The schwa, got it.
And also, connected speech, how we link words together, consonant to vowel, vowel to vowel, makes speech flow naturally, makes it sound less robotic.
Right. Moving on to reading, what's the advice there?
Choose things at your level. That's crucial.
Yeah.
Graded readers are brilliant for this. They're written specifically for different levels. You might even manage a whole novel. And children's books. They're a great alternative, too. Simpler words.
And when you're reading, don't sweat every single word initially.
No, not at first. Read for the general idea first. Get the gist. Then go back and look up words you don't know. And try guessing. Look at the words around the unknown word. The context will often give you a really strong hint. Oh, and newspapers. Great for finding specific things like passive voice examples.
Okay, that makes sense. Context is king, again.
It really is. And this brings up something important across all these skills. With so many tips, how do you even prioritize?
Yeah, it's a lot.
What's really striking is the constant theme of active practice. It's never just about absorbing information passively. It's always about producing something, engaging with it.
Doing, not just watching.
Precisely. And trust your gut. Your intuition is often right. Go with your first guess sometimes. And before you speak, maybe take just a second. Gather your thoughts. Knowing the rules is one thing. Speaking spontaneously is another. And always remember, this trips people up. The way English is written is often very different from how it's pronounced.
That's a huge one. Okay, so we've got the skills down. What about the environment? Setting yourself up for success.
Right. Optimizing your learning space and habits.
Yeah, like study time. The sources say don't study alone for more than, 30 minutes straight?
Yeah. Take regular breaks,
Yeah.
short ones. Get up, stretch, get some fresh air. It helps consolidate things. And listen to your body clock. If you're a night owl, don't force yourself to study at 6 a.m. Study when you're actually alert.
Makes sense. And sleep. They mentioned sleep.
Absolutely crucial. You learn better, you concentrate better after a good night's sleep. It's foundational.
What about tools, like dictionaries?
Good question. The recommendation is strongly for an English-to-English dictionary.
Why is that?
It keeps you thinking in English,
Mm-hmm.
stops you from constantly translating back and forth. Learners' dictionaries are especially good, tailored to different levels. But And this is important. Don't become totally reliant on it.
Ah.
Your dictionary is a tool, an aid, not your main teacher. Always try to guess the meaning from the context first before you reach for it.
Okay, guess first, then confirm. What about getting help and reviewing?
Essential. If you don't understand something, you have to ask. Your teacher, classmates, friends, find someone. Don't just let it slide. And review, review, review. Schedule time to go back over things you've studied. It reinforces the learning.
And finding a good teacher. And maybe a study buddy.
Yes. A qualified teacher makes sure you're learning things correctly. And a friend. That gives you someone to practice with, someone to motivate you. It makes a big difference. All these things, the breaks, the sleep, the tools, asking for help. It's about building a system that works for you, something sustainable, not just, cramming.
Yeah, a system, not just a sprint.
Which brings up a good point.
Yeah.
How do you keep it challenging enough so you grow, but not so hard that you just get frustrated and, burn out?
The sweet spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's resources that match your level. Not too easy, not too hard. Something that pushes you a little but doesn't make you want to give up. And if you're in a class, some basic but vital tips. Focus. Don't get distracted. Don't stare out the window.
Yeah.
Be on time. Don't sit next to people who only speak your language.
Yeah.
Turn off your phone. Be organized. And you bring your book, notebook, pen. And find a good study space at home, too. Comfortable, quiet, somewhere you can really focus.
That dedicated space sounds key. Okay, so we've covered a lot. Mindset, immersion, skills, environment. What about the long game, the journey itself?
Ah, yes. The nuances and staying motivated.
Right. First off, managing expectations. The sources say, be patient. Don't be in a massive rush to jump to the next level. Really focus on where you are now.
Master your current stage.
And acknowledge the plateau. Progress feels slower when you get to higher levels. That's normal. Beginners often make the fastest visible progress. It doesn't mean you've stopped learning. It's just less obvious, like compounding interest you said earlier.
Yeah, exactly. It's still happening.
And what about accent? Should people worry about sounding native?
The advice is generally no. Don't stress about having a perfect accent. Your accent is part of who you are, your cultural identity. And honestly, most native English speakers actually enjoy hearing English spoken with different accents.
That's reassuring. And there are different types of English too, right?
Definitely. British, American, Australian, South African, many others. None of them are wrong or better. English is English. You just need to be aware of the differences sometimes, like elevator versus lift.
Got it. And matching your language to the situation.
Crucial. Slang is okay with friends, probably not in a formal business meeting. You need to know when it's appropriate to use certain words or phrases. And remember, textbook English can be quite different from casual spoken English. Movies are actually great for picking up natural slang and rhythm.
Okay, context again. And persistence. That seems huge.
Non-negotiable. Don't give up. Stay positive. Everyone feels like they're not learning fast enough sometimes. Everyone hits walls. It's okay, but you have to keep going. If you take a long break from speaking English, your level will drop. All that hard work.
Can get wasted. Right. And
Yeah.
using your mistakes.
Actively. Unlearn them. We all make the same mistakes over and over. Look at your test results. If you take tests, pick 1 or 2 common errors. Then go to your grammar book, check the rule, and consciously work on fixing just those. Focus your efforts.
That's really practical. What about tests in general? Good motivation.
They can be, yes.
Mhm.
Having a test date often makes you study harder. But, and it's a big but, don't study only for the test. Think bigger picture. What will having good English do for you? How will it improve your life? And if you get a bad test score, don't let it crush you. Some people are great test takers but can't communicate well. Others struggle with tests but speak beautifully.
So speaking freely is the real prize.
If you can do that, be proud. Seriously, as long as you know you've tried your best, you've already succeeded in a way.
That's a great perspective. And there was one more thing, body language.
Yes.
Yeah.
Super important. So much communication is nonverbal. Gestures, expressions, and these can be really different across cultures. The classic example is the V for victory sign.
Okay.
Palm facing out, fine, victory. Palm facing in towards you. In the UK and some other places, that's quite offensive.
Right. Good to know.
It just shows that true communication is about more than just words. It's about understanding the whole cultural context.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping this all up. It's clear that getting fluent in English is this, well, holistic journey. It's mindset, it's immersion, it's targeted skills, optimizing your environment.
Right.
So what does this all mean? It means you, listening right now, you have a really powerful roadmap. You have the tools.
Absolutely. It's not just about learning rules. It's about changing how you interact with the entire world. Which really brings us to a final thought, a question for you to ponder. If learning English truly expands your world, improves your life, how will you use this mastery? How will you connect with people, with ideas, in ways you couldn't before? Moving beyond just, basic communication towards real cultural understanding, real global participation.
Yeah.
What will that look like for you?